Losing $85 trading Tesla today. What's going on, guys? Welcome on in for a recap. Let's cover it. Nothing crazy by this one. This was kind of your standard loss on the 10K funded account. And when I say standard loss, like, just standard sizing, standard everything, kind of what I was looking for. You could say, I'll go to the big picture in a second, but here's the trade. The trade, realistically, I should have entered it earlier. I did not get the best entry that I wanted to, but that should not have been that big of a deal because if it was going to go, it would have gone. Had I gotten an entry perfectly okay, it still would have lost. So it doesn't really matter in the grand scheme. My entry, the reason why I got in a little bit late was because I was waiting for volume. I was looking for Tesla to break above the pre-market high with a consolidation break, which it kind of did. You could have made the argument that it did here at 9:50 Eastern time, but I remember specifically looking at that and going, where's the volume, and not really seeing it. So I was like, I'm not going to touch it. I'm leaving it alone. Looked away, did something else, whatever. I checked back in on Tesla. So I kind of wasn't watching it super close, but then I saw we were sitting on this candle right here, and I saw, whoa, big volume. I'm like, that is the break I'm looking for. Let's go. So that's when I got in, and it just kind of, died, essentially. I could have, realistically, what I could have done was I could have played this game and made a little bit more, nitpicky and said, okay, it's going to go. Oh, it's not going to go. Once we established a back test. Once the back test broke down, I could have gotten out a little bit earlier, maybe if you're nitpicking, but at the same time, I was ready to risk 85 on the trade. So it wasn't like I was risking more than I should have, Those are things that I feel like you would do if you were risking more. Then the reason why I say it's a little bit sketch, not a little sketch, the one other nitpick you could have made on this, okay, Tesla's been very strong. My thought process was, hey, above this blue line, you would then start to break above the volume node, but we were also kind of right at the volume node. I would have liked for this setup to be like a little bit higher. Like if it was a little bit higher up, like, $3 higher on Tesla, I would have loved it even more. So that's where you could have got nitpicky and said, okay, well, we might expect it to kind of consolidate here for a little bit because it was a prior area of interest or consolidation. And I saw us breaking above that main level. I was like, oh, looks good. If we really can go, we can go. And then it just died out. So secondary, you could have made the argument that, oh, big move down. If people got in short Tesla, want to ride the wave down. Now we're getting squeezed right back out. If we get going, this could be a short squeeze back up like the S&P on Friday kind of did. I had a trade on the S&P on Friday, like it had like that trade from, I guess, Friday the 12th, I believe, of July. You can go back to that recap. I think I made a couple $500, something like that, trading the NASDAQ or trading the S&P and the Dow. Like that trade, because we had this big move down and it starts to kind of inch back, and then boom, all of a sudden you can blow out shorts and tag those highs. And so I was looking for a move kind of like that and just didn't happen. I mean, not that was the basis of the trade. It was not like I randomly got in and was targeting that. No, but that also kind of, you could make the argument there, like fits the thesis or, the idea of the potential for a bigger move here, etc. But at the end of the day, if you get the setup, great. If you don't get it, you don't trade it. So we got the setup. It worked. Got the volume. It was looking good. Just didn't work. Simple as that. So nothing too crazy about this trade other than that. I'll leave a link to TradeZella where I track everything below, like always. And I'll see you in the next trade recap. Peace.